No, no worries. Someone said to me once, what was it? The definition of patience is finding something to do while you wait. And since she said that to me, I've always thought if I'm waiting for something, I'll just do something. So I was just chilling, lying on my bed. The sun was shining. I didn't
That's
mind it.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was kind of doing some learning right near the beginning, when I was kind of into, like everyone else, into Eckhart Tolle
Oh
and
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of the power and all that, I think one of the things he says, can you repeat what you said? Because that'll remind me.
It was
You
definition of patience is
that's
finding something to do while you wait.
that's it, right? And he said the same scenario where he's just kind of waiting for somebody. He
Yeah,
said late, and they're late, and
yeah,
they said to him, "Oh, I'm really really sorry, I'm late." And he said to them back, "It's okay. I'm just enjoying myself,
oh, yeah, yeah,
enjoy in myself."
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
kind of how, and so I have a similar thing that I remember like you along the
yeah,
same lines.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's it.
with that, what we find is we achieve what we call delayed gratification because I mean we're talking about nothing now.
Mm.
We're both talking about waiting for nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
beautiful words.
yeah, yeah. Because that's it, isn't it? Like waiting for some people is so, it's quite problematic.
It was up until my whatever happened
Yeah,
to me. That was what was wrong with me. I didn't have that in me, and I didn't realize or notice or I didn't understand why. Because I
right.
didn't understand the energy that it was coming from, like, or why that energy was happening, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
So how are
Yeah.
you been? So we met, how many weeks ago did we meet? Was it about
Uh,
three?
Two, I think it was.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago. Okay, cool.
yeah.
And how was it after that?
Well, it was weird because I mean it was such a beautiful experience, but it there was still. Well, I didn't really realize this till afterwards, but as I sort of walked away and stuff, it felt like this is crazy, but it
Go on.
felt like a part of me, like a sort of contracted part of me, somehow.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was stuck to the roof or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like
Okay.
I was suddenly like, shit, it must have been clinging on somehow. And then when I
Yeah.
got home, I had to lie down because I felt so exhausted and like
Yep.
sick.
Cerebrally as well.
Right, yeah, it was intense. And
Yep.
then and then I just felt myself, my sort of, that contraction just came back again and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's weird how there was such an openness, but at the same time, I think it was still clinging.
Yeah.
Makes
When
sense.
you noticed it was back, can you
Yeah.
remember what you had just been doing? Doesn't
I,
matter if you don't.
I was driving. That was when I was driving back from you. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay. And
those,
do
I
you...
was like, oh shit. I was like, that kind of was like, I felt it. I felt like, that, I don't know, pain
it
body or
just come
whatever.
back.
Yeah, well, yeah,
The
but it was a bit
tightness.
like, no, I was there during it in a way. It was like, it's
Oh,
what,
I understand. I understand.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that at the time. I could still feel some tension, but it was almost like, I'm still here, and I'm sort of driving home.
Yeah, and that is it. That is it as well. It's
Okay, yeah, yeah,
if that's what happened, it
yeah,
it can only be it as well because it is all there is. It's everything.
yeah,
You know, once you remove the words and you remove the fact that you've believed previously that you're not what you are observing, what you are aware of, you can only be what you are aware of.
right.
Otherwise, how do you know what you're being?
Hmm.
And therefore, remind me of your age, brother.
42.
We're never going to ditch 42 years
No,
in an hour in the South Downs. It doesn't work like that. All right. What it's designed to do is to trigger the healer in you because I can't do anything, you
no,
know. All I can do is show you, all I can do is guide you to a clarity before words. And
yeah.
there you rediscover your truth. And then in that instant, it all falls away again. And if that's what you're looking for, we can do that. It will only take a few minutes. But if
Yeah.
there's other things you've been thinking about and want to chat, we can do. But
There is,
we
yeah,
can choose. You need to choose whether you want to answer, whether you want me to answer them as a normal human being,
right.
or if you want me to answer non-dualistically, and there's not a right answer, I just don't know
Right.
what outcome you're after.
Okay. Well, yeah, the first thing you said there about you said about like not you not being able to do it or whatever. It's funny this, right? Because I'd say the first time I ever kind of went to a kind of healer or whatever was but like 2016, yeah.
Hmm.
And so I've seen lots of people and stuff along the way, and there's been these amazing things that happen, and that's been what you just said about I have to do it myself kind of thing, yeah. That is has been what's been seen since I last saw you. It's like
Awesome.
yeah, it's like there has been, I think there's been a subtle thing in me which has been thinking, oh, I could just go to this guy and he'll make the me disappear, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've had loads of glimpses and stuff like that, but I always seem to come back and there's always the story that goes on, you know? And, um,
Do you
I
get any,
suppose,
what do you notice any sensations that come with that story?
yeah, just like, wow, just, I just guess just a massive heavy feeling, I guess. Like, yeah,
Can
yeah.
you locate it now or call it in? If you know what
It's
I
so
mean, you don't
hard
have to
to. I
speak.
think it's in the middle of me, it feels like.
Okay. Do you remember when we did meet and um,
Yeah.
you played back some of your youth in your
Yeah.
mind and it triggered some sensations? Just connect with your breath and don't speak for a bit and just see if you can find the sensation you're referring to. So don't look for problems.
Right. No.
Yeah. Go to the page in history you believe, go directly there, the page in history you believe the problem to be from, and just be aware of sensations without adding to them. Watch your thoughts and don't add to them.
Right.
And you've got just wait.
Yeah. I'll just quickly say something.
Yeah, yeah, please.
What it seems like the complicate like the things that there's more than one thing. I can't really pinpoint, you know, what was like the thing or whatever, but there was a sort of lot of things. But
All right, I'm going to change this. We're going to carry on this conversation, but I need to now reply to you non-dualistically because you're getting lost in a story and I need to pull you back.
yeah.
So let's have this conversation and it may trigger you, my response may trigger you,
Okay.
or you may draw a blank and either of them is the right thing or not the
Right.
right thing. It's just what happens, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got them. Yeah. Yeah.
But just be aware of what happens and don't add to it. Okay. So just tell me about that day in history again. That not no, don't tell me. Go and play it through and just observe your sensations and tell me what you're feeling. And I'm going to then potentially challenge the words you share with me. And that's all I'm intend to do.
Okay.
And I'll keep doing that until there is no mind and no feelings left. So you don't have to do anything. Just keep asking and feeling, keep trusting your instinct. There's no stupid question.
No.
Over to you.
Okay. It's like definitely a feeling of helplessness, which I locate in the sort of I guess it's the chest, I suppose.
All right, just sit with it then, brother, because you're already aware of it. So you don't need to find it again. You don't need to stop it. You just wait for it. Breathing into the abdomen, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
good boy. Relaxing the jaw and the shoulders and attaching a word to that sensation. What do you feel? What emotion is that? Keep it all to yourself. This is your inner work. It's got nothing to do with me.
Right.
I can't help you understand your inner sensations. All I can do is point you to what it isn't. It isn't a word, what is being felt. It's energy, is it? And it's not even energy, that's just a word. There's what is, and there's what isn't. But what is in this instant is also what isn't it? Because it either is or isn't in the dualistic world. But really, in the non dualistic world, there's only what is. What isn't is something that's been learned, is an expectation. Otherwise, you wouldn't know it isn't. So without expectations, without a conditioned mind, without a past and without a future, In this instant, what do you believe?
Yeah, nothing.
Just stay there. You're there already. Just breathe in and relax in your jaw and your shoulders and just sitting in the awareness now for no reason because you didn't do it. It was always been here.
Yeah.
Can you hear any birds where you are? Or if you opened a
Oh
window,
yeah,
would you?
yeah.
All right. I want you to, I'm going to shut up for 1 minute. I'm going to mute myself. I want you to focus on the silence between the birds. Watch your thoughts. Don't add. Don't add. Watch your thoughts. Don't add. Feel the chair in your bum and the floor pushing in your feet. Is a story coming with that bird song, or is it just noise that we've called bird song?
Yeah, it's just birdsong. Yeah,
Yeah. And what is being heard is not coming with a story in this instant, the only thing that's real, isn't it?
yeah.
Right. So just let hearing happen for no reason without a story and watch your thoughts don't add. Breathing into the abdomen for no reason. We're not trying to achieve anything here. This is just what happens when we realize that the silence is always here amongst any noise. We can always find the silence. If you find a noise, all you have to do is find the beginning and end of that noise, and you've found the silence for no reason because it's not here for you and it's not personal. It just is. It's always been this instant. This instant doesn't have a beginning or an end either. This instant is independent of the concept of time. This instant is independent of the concept of words. Those hollow words. Go and look between doing and not doing. Beautiful. And in this instant, the only thing that's real, where you're connected back now in your body with the five senses, without a past and without a future that's real, because you can't find me a previous or a next that's real. You don't actually know what your next thought's going to be before it comes. So you're not thinking. You are the one that is aware of what is being thought. Watch your thoughts. You are aware of watching your thoughts. You are aware of what is being heard. Go and look for the one whom is aware of what is being heard and stay there for no reason. Beautiful. It's all empty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all words, mate. There's only one word that I can think of that stands up on its own. All words need other words to mean anything apart from the word awareness or consciousness.
Yeah.
It's even that's too much because it separates you, the real you, the consciousness.
Yeah.
It's separate. We have to use a word to communicate. All right? I don't agree with the word I'm using, but as humans, with our conditioning, that's the word we've been conditioned to use, that awareness, consciousness, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not something you ever have to find because whatever you're aware of is it. And
Right.
if you choose to withdraw your awareness by unlabeling and watching the thoughts and unlabeling what is being seen, remove the words from what is being seen in this instant. Amnesia. Remove your backstory of my life. What is being seen? And without time, how can we be having experiences? Experiences are wrapped in time. They're like snapshots with a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's why they're called experiences. But they don't exist either. That's just a memory. It's just a snapshot, like a photograph in a database
Yeah.
that you called my life. And that's all right. because that's what there's no one's fault. It's what we've been conditioned to call that, those
Yeah.
memories. But it doesn't make them real in this instant. And therefore, what doesn't matter what's in those memories, those stories, it's not real. It can't do anything to you.
Mm.
It's just past isness, but it ain't this one. This
No.
is, or even though it's the same instant as that. Yeah. All we've done is spun around an axis and spun around the sun. We
Yeah.
haven't done time. We haven't done language or words. We've chirping like birds without meaning.
Mm.
And in this instant, we realize that outside of that story that plays in the mind, where you believe you're the I or the me in it, and have got to do something or answer to it, or
Mm.
prove something in it, or win something in it, it's just an infinite loop of mind trying everything it knows to find anything other than what is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be trying.
Mm.
But when you come back in the body like this, that nervous system of yours knows where it is, knows it's safe, knows there's nothing to do. And so it's gone
Yeah.
because it's realized it was just a story again, and there's not really anything to do with about the story. The
Mm.
story can do what it wants. And over the next few months, brother, as you start watching that story, like you watched your thoughts, yeah, like that, you've got to trust your instinct that you're not going to have a problem with that. That the problem has come from you not watching your thoughts, you thinking you're the me in the thoughts, and that the thoughts are real. The thought's just a thought. The
Yeah.
word thought is just a thought. The word is just a thought.
Mm.
The word life is just a thought. The story it plays out is just a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just this perfection, mate. And you ain't got to ever find it or look for it ever again. You connect with the stillness between the birds, the silence between the birds, and you shut the fuck up and keep still and breathe into your tummy and stop trying to stop.
That's it.
Because if you stop trying to stop, you've stopped
Yeah.
and you're back. And that's
Mm.
it. You're
Mm.
back from where you've never left. Can you find me a thought that's real in this instant? Has any thought ever been real in any instant? No. Well done, mate. Beautiful. And it is a game, and you've got to play it like a game.
Yeah.
Not this is changing everything. Nothing's happened. Just that you're not living in that dream unconsciously. Yeah, you're living in reality consciously, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching, and looking and watching the thought. You don't have to join in, and just trust that gut, man. Trust that instinct.
Mm.
Let me show you what I mean. Just gently close your eyes and breathe into the tummy. I want you to go and visualize 5-year-old you again as standing in front of the bathroom mirror brushing his teeth. Good. Stay there. No, don't talk. Feel that innocence, feel that joy. Imagine what that would feel like in this instant, in this body. You're done. There you go. Look how powerful you are. You've just written a new story because you felt that. Something felt different, didn't it? When you said, I'm going to feel different,
Yeah.
you felt different.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you did is instead of going, I can't do this in the story, you
Yeah.
went, I'm going to do this in the story.
Yeah.
And as long as you do that in the story at the same time as you're physically doing it in this instant, there's no mind
No, there
because
isn't.
you're present doing it in this instant and then it's done. There's nothing to think about. And if you only do stuff that you're driven to do from your gut, from behind the belly button, from your knowing, from your truth, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be perfect, whatever it is, because it was your truth. 1 time out of 10, it may fuck up, it may be turn out to be the wrong thing or a mistake or whatever. But because it was your truth, there never is any guilt or shame, ever. Because you're not trying to live a life that you think other people expect of you from the story, from what the conditioning. You're living bang here. That is from the isness. You're in the isness. No thinking required in the isness. You know, how hard are you thinking about sitting looking at a computer screen and talking?
At all.
Because that's all that's happening.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, the mind isn't trying to avoid it or retain it because it now understands it. So it knows it's an experiential knowing
Yeah.
as opposed to an intellectual knowledge, which is what you've always ever known, because that's all the words. But that the words aren't what we're talking about, which is why you've never found this through studying.
No.
It's before words, man. And any word just muddies the waters.
Yeah.
You just sniff out the silence between the birdsong.
Yeah.
Or even in a traffic jam, the silence between the engines revving and the wheels turning, whatever it is, you can always find stillness in
Mm-hmm.
the anarchy because the anarchy is only a story. There's nothing happening.
Yeah. I like what you said as well. You said before, like about all sounds at once or something. I like that. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, so what we feel there is a kind of inner dilation within the body. And what it shows to us is if I said to you, right, just really concentrate on what I'm saying and where we've come from and how you met me, and I'm giving you 6 things to think about at once. It's like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know what I mean? But if I say to you,
Yeah.
without a past or a future, in this instant, what do you believe? Bang,
Nothing.
it's there.
Mm.
Without having to find anything to remember or believe. Because you've experienced it. It's an experiential knowing that you can't unknow, unsee, unfeel, untaste, unsmell, or untouch. It's done and it's all finished. And we're just still in this instant.
Mm.
And all of that is just a story because nothing's happened ever. All right.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. Good. It's funny, like when I first sat with you and you asked me about how I felt, and there's that like heaviness in the chest, and then it's just beautiful how it goes lighter, and there's a warm
Mm,
radiance. Yeah.
mm. Really be patient with this. Go inside. How did it feel again before words? What was you feeling before language?
You wouldn't know. Yeah.
Before words, man. Of course we don't know.
Mm.
So don't use words. And then you will know. You'll know everything. Just wait for it. The body knows. The body knows how to eat, look, see, hear, shit, fuck, piss. Get out of the way of a train if it trips over in front of a train. You don't do any of that stuff. It's not the mind doing it. You're not doing anything. Nothing's happening until you think you're the me or the I in that story. And then you react to it and you create drama. And then you've got to uncreate it. And then it's perpetual again. And nothing's happened still. It's all just mind.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. That's brilliant. Just be patient with yourself, all right? Give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
And don't try and do this permanently. It's exhausting. And even for myself, mate, the only times I get thoughts is when I'm run down or burnt out or I can't get enough of it. It's the highest high there is.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep it in balance, otherwise it'll run you over.
Okay.
All right, mate. Just love yourself. Know it's always there when you want a bit of downtime. And as you get more confident in reconnecting to the silence from within the matrix and
Mm.
putting yourself back out like this, you'll be able to start, you'll have your own way of doing it by then, right? And then you'll be able to do things like invoke that same process of connecting with it whilst you're driving, whilst you're having a shower, whilst you're having a shit, whatever it is, you can connect to the perfection of having a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're not doing it.
No,
The conditioned mind of that and ain't doing that. The body's just doing its thing,
no,
you know. And as crude as that was, it just is what it is, mate. I don't, thoughts are no different to taking a shit. You're not doing it
no,
because you can't tell me what your next thought's going to be, and you can't stop yourself from shitting.
no. That's it.
Apart from me talking a load of shit, of course. Again, it's all a story.
Yeah.
It's all a story, man. Look, nothing since in however long we've been talking. Nothing's happened, nothing's changed, nothing's come, gone, good, bad, right, wrong. Nothing ever has happened from this place. All right. And all of the big life decisions you're ever going to have to make in the future, make them from this place. Don't ever rush them. You take the answer from the gut because it's the rest of your life.
Mm.
Yeah, it is serious shit, man. You know, it's the
Yeah.
rest of your life. And this instant affects all of it. It's the only thing that does. So do whatever you're going to do with intention and gratitude and grace and love, but do it in this instant. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. It's just always going to be a thought. It's always going to be a dream, and you'll always regret it. So whatever it is, go and ask that 5-year-old, what do I need now? Listen to the answer from the gut. Don't let the mind talk you out of it. Take the first answer from the gut because he knows you better than you know you. He's unconditioned. And what do you need right now, brother? Please speak.
Nothing.
There you go. And is that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Listen, when you've got everything you need to be content, at some point, everything has to become enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's perpetual and it's exhausting,
Mm.
and you can't enjoy what is because
No.
you're too busy on what isn't.
Mm.
And you can't create from the mind. You can only create from the isness.
Yeah.
Mm. All right, mate.
Right, man.
Take care. I'm going to send you this link in a few hours. It's not public, all right? Um, if at some point in the future you feel like sharing it, you just let me know and I'll make it public. But it'll only be you and me who can know it's there, all right?
Good.
You won't be able to search for it or anything.
Okay.
Speak to
Great.
you later. Well done, brother. Love
Man.
you, brother.
Love
Bye
you. All right.
bye.
Bye bye.